Forecast, and we'll start off with our satellite and radar view, and we can see that green is starting to sneak onto our first alert radar, especially down south by Winnemac and Rochester. And as I zoom out the map, we can see that there are still some more thunderstorm activity out to our west, especially in north central Illinois, but that actually is not going to be posing a risk for us just because it's going to go out over Lake Michigan, which is very cold for this time of year, and there's just no energy to sustain the storms out there. So here's a look at Future Track, tracking out the rest of your day, then actually talking about your Saturday forecast. We can see that storms will be moving back into the forecast right around 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock. And we're just talking normal springtime thunderstorms, no severe weather for today. Again, and we can see that a lot of folks just to the south usually of US 6 will be the only ones really seeing widespread rain. That's just how the boundary is setting up across all of Michiana, and temperatures afterwards really going to be plummeting. That's thanks, one, to the lake, and two, to the fact that a cold front is moving in with a fresh batch of air for us. So as we go into the night, we see that cloudiness is really going to uptick a little bit, and those temperatures are going to start to settle right around 40 degrees for tomorrow morning. And the clouds are going to be there for the first part of the forecast tomorrow, and then start to actually fizzle out as we warm up to a high temperature that's pretty close to 60 degrees. But unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be falling a few degrees short there. The big story tomorrow, especially earlier, is going to be that wind chill factor. Temperatures are going to feel like right around that freezing mark. 31 degrees at 7 o'clock in the morning, 32 degrees by 9 o'clock in the morning. And finally, by the time in the afternoon when the sun actually comes out, that's when temperatures are going to actually feel a lot warmer. And of course, that's going to be thanks to our sunshine. Now, something else we're keeping an eye on is the fact that frost is still going to be a part of our forecast. You got to remember, even though we've already seen some 80-degree temperatures, I mean, yesterday our high hit 83 degrees, warmest day of 2025. We still have to think about some of the plants that are just starting to bud. We have a lot of fruit industry up in Michigan that frost is very, very damaging to. And on Sunday morning, waking up, we have a low temperature set of right around 36 degrees. And that's kind of the upper echelon, if you will, of our frost conditions. So just kind of keep a close eye on some of those more delicate plants in the forecast. And finally, let's go ahead and talk about our severe risk going into next week, especially on Tuesday. Monday's storm setup is not going to be affecting us. That's mainly going to be for the north and to the west of us. Tuesday, what's left of that storm system will be moving into Michiana. Still a lot to iron out in that forecast, but as soon as the data is crystal clear, because right now it's kind of going back and forth, obviously, because we're still a number of days out. But when we can start to be getting in a little more agreement, we will issue a first alert weather day for the threat of some stronger storms in the forecast. Here's a look at that 10-day forecast. 72 degrees as a high temperature today, 56 and 69 degrees for your weekend forecast. It's going to be a little chilly, but what I'm liking about this weekend forecast, Caroline, is the fact that we're looking at 2 zeros for chances of precipitation. So you got to kind of